My background and my role in terms of COVID-19 is that I'm actually a research scientist, and so my research team that I lead specialises in infectious diseases research. So we're really interested in learning about and understanding the ways that infectious microorganisms like viruses and bacteria infect humans and other species, how they, what the response is to that infection, so how our immune system responds to that infection, and how it is that these microorganisms can sometimes cause disease. It's a new normal, but it's also an old normal, because the opportunity to sort of spend more time in your local community, spending more time getting to know your neighbours, playing with the kids out in the street at night and all that sort of stuff is the sort of thing that I remember really vividly from my childhood. So I guess my first experience with horse racing, which I remember quite clearly, was when I was quite young, like many people, seeing the Melbourne Cup on TV, the race that stops a nation. And my father, I remember, asked me just before I went to school in the morning, he said, "Do you want to pick out a horse for this race? It's on this afternoon." He asked my brother the same thing. I picked out Black Knight, and most people probably remember Black Knight winning a Melbourne Cup in 1984.
Knight's kicked away by a length and a half. Chegamar second, and then Beverly Heights, but it's going to be Black Knight's Melbourne Cup. Great win by Black Knight by 3 lengths, Chegamar.
I guess I'm just a bit of a sports fan in general, and horse racing is a sport like many others. It's just that the athletes are these amazing individuals, these horses that when you see one up close, it's really amazing to see how fine-tuned they are as athletes. They don't look anything like us as humans in that respect, but they really are fine-tuned athletes, and seeing them perform at the top of their game and at the peak of their powers is just something really to behold, I think. And so as I've gotten to know horse racing a little bit closely, going down to stables to see horses that I'm involved with and that sort of thing, you really start to appreciate that a lot more, I think. Yeah, so my favourite horse, obviously I'm a bit partial, but Chili Express, the horse that I owned, was my favourite, with a bunch of mates in a syndicate. He gave us a lot of fun over the years. He's relatively lightly raced as a youngster, but probably the highlight for us was as a 4-year-old. He was lucky enough to get a start at Flemington on Melbourne Cup Day. In the last race we had Craig Williams on board, so we were pretty happy with that, one of the best jockeys going around, who was obviously out for the carnival. And Craig beautifully rode him and guided him to victory on Melbourne Cup Day, which is something that still sounds a bit funny to be able to say that you owned a horse that won on Melbourne Cup Day. Not many people get to say that, and it's probably a dream for a lot of owners. So that was pretty exciting and pretty special for us.
Feladay, it's the new boy bursting to the front of the 200. Swipe line gone. Chili Express 2 lengths behind the new boy, but is he hitting his top? Here he comes, Chili Express. He raced up to the new boy, grabs the lead, and Chili Express draws away, wins it by a length and a half.
Seeing your horse win is like seeing one of your kids do well, kick a goal at soccer or something like that. It's you do sort of form a bond with them that's similar to a pet, and many people's pets are like their kids. So I think that's a really good way of describing it. That there is a strong bond there, and you just, above all else, you just want to see your horse do his best. So we were lucky enough to have Chili floated up to Queensland when he retired, and he's now enjoying a second life as a healthy 11-year-old equestrian horse. And so one of the ownership group that was involved with Chili, he had a daughter who was interested to retrain him as an equestrian horse and ride him. And so now he's really enjoying that post-racing life career as an equestrian horse, and the people that look after him down at the Pony Club say that he's very much got a personality of his own. He's always running an eye over the stables and any new additions to the yard. He's always keeping an eye out for a new female horse, a mare, or maybe a filly on occasion that might enter the stables, and is over to check her out when she comes in. So they definitely talk about the personality of Chili, that he's a bit of a handful, but it also makes him a real pleasure to ride.